Hi, I'm Hope Selah from Columbus, Ohio, and this is the Zebo. So when I was very young, I would write like random songs, just whatever came into my head. But I started actively writing about 4 years ago, and it was this really dumb like love song within like for two people talking about like how the moon loved the sun. It was so cringy, but I showed all of my friends. And they seemed to like it, so I just kept doing it. I think back then when I first started writing, it was definitely this one artist named Dodie. She was kind of a YouTuber at the time, but since she's expanded to doing mostly music, I was really influenced by her. And then also different bands that I had listened to. I was a little bit emo back then, so bands like My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco, I was like, I'm going to tour like them, and that's just what I wanted to do back then. So my entire family has always kind of been music oriented. A lot of us play instruments, but for me, it's always been special because it's a way that I can express myself. In a way that I can, kind of write what I'm feeling. So my favorite artist right now is this band called Valley. They're kind of an indie pop band from Toronto, and they have like two main singers, a boy and a girl, and their voices just mesh so well together that it's listening to them, it feels like I'm on top of the world. So, and then also this band called Half Alive. Their lyrics really speak to me. And then recently I've been listening to this artist named Mikey, who just did a collab with Cavetown. But yeah, for the most part, those are the three artists that I've had on repeat. The harmonies. I love watching different voice parts come together, and I also love like using different instruments to make different sounds. So the guitar part in the song that I have coming out, it almost doesn't really sound like a guitar because I edited it so much to the point that like it just sounds like something new and fresh, and I just love like mixing things just so that it all comes together, and hearing that finished product is honestly like one of the best feelings in the world to me. So I really didn't start recording harmonies until maybe a year ago, and I just fell in love with it. I recorded one of my songs called You and I, and discovering the different ways that I could like do build-ups in the song, it was so amazing to hear for the most part. And then also, I guess objectively, my first encounter was like bands like the Beatles, where I would hear like Paul or John singing, and then other artists that I'd listened to like Dodie or those kinds of artists. So the first instrument that I tried to learn was the guitar, and that was because my brother was super into it when we were young, and I definitely looked up to him in that aspect. But I didn't actually start learning instruments like to write with, and in order to get better until about, I would say, 5 or 6 years ago. And since then, I've just been trying to build that talent. And, yeah. Oh, wow. That's a loaded question. Honestly, I have mixed feelings about it. I'd say yes, a lot of my songs are about love, but not the majority of them are not about romantic love, and I think there's a sort of beauty in that. Like the one I have coming out, Young. It was initially about kind of this small crush that I had on someone, but as I was writing it, it evolved into a song about like meeting someone when you are like when you're kind of in a lost place, like a broken place, and just healing with them, and then like growing up and them becoming so important to you that you don't really know like how to express those words to them. So yeah. I think it depends on the location a lot. So I definitely need to be in a place where I feel comfortable expressing my emotions. So I probably couldn't go out like in public and like write a song, write like all my lyrics down. I also think that just taking a moment before and thinking about you need to, I guess, think about like, why are you writing? What's the purpose of like this session that you're about to have? And like come up with what am I feeling right now and kind of just rolling with that. So yes, so I actually probably started writing poetry before writing songs or music in general. There was a period of my life in middle school where I was really obsessed with slam poetry, and kind of, doing play on words. And I actually had, I had this poem that I did to my English class one day, and that was kind of like seeing their reactions and how positively they reacted to my words. Definitely pushed me in the direction of this is something that I want to do. So,
did those poems ever become songs?
I think the ideas of them definitely did. So, yeah, there's always concepts going around in my head about, a lot of them are about growing up, a lot of them are about relationships, and so I'll take those ideas that I have, and they may have been poems before, and kind of twist them into a way that translates into music. Oh, wow. So like I said, initially it was about kind of this crush, but I don't really like writing about romantic love, so I kind of turned into the direction of, well, there is this like small crush, but I do have relationships in my life where that I guess kind of translate well into like the same kind of idea of like, I want to know you, and I want to show you my heart, I want to show you my spirit, and so yeah, I guess I kind of ran with that. In terms of production, I knew that I wanted to come out with a single before the end of the year, and I was kind of debating like which song I was going to use. I've written so many of them, and finally I kind of just decided on this one, since it was the first song I sang at my first open mic, and I was like, all right, let's do this. And then I did. And this is where we are now. So, well, I am hoping to have a few songs, maybe like a double single by the end of the year. And then this is kind of on the down low though. I really want to have an EP out next May. And honestly, yeah, I'm hoping I can do that, and I'm hoping people receive this song well, so that they'll be willing to stick around and listen to more. Right there from the moment that I saw you, your blank stare started driving me insane. And some time ago, I said I would slow down and try, but I can't help but smile all the same. And I knew that I thought I would never start to like you, but after all these years I never outgrew this rising slow burn feeling. That's enough, oh enough. Singing la da 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 la da dun. We're too lonely beneath the sun. La da 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 dun. We'll find the words while we're both still young.
Awesome.
Slow down and try, but I can help but smile all the same.